All right, maybe Uday will join us a little bit. All righty. Okay, so the sun. This is the time of year where like the sun shines like right in my face. Let's see what we can cover that. Okay. So today I thought we would really get into opening up our back, our side, our low back. We haven't done that in a while, so I think that will be good to do. I've got my heater. Let's see, I've got my heater on to start making it a little warm. It's kind of chilly this morning, but I think we'll warm up. I think we will definitely warm up pretty quickly. So yeah. Let me see. Let me take my socks off. All right. Okie dokie. So let us start on our back. Let's start on our back. Oh. Or hug your knees into a chest, rock from side to side. We'll place the feet down, mats width apart. It's a little bit wider than shoulder hips widths apart, with the knees together. And we're just going to we're going to windshield wiper the knees right and left to just kind of warm up the body. We're going to open up, not just the psoas, but really kind of our side body today. Our side body, our low back, and just kind of really get into that area. Those are generally harder to get to. You know, we do a lot of like, you know, when we open up our back, our mid back, our low back, that's usually around a lot of twisting. But to really get into the low back and the side obliques, you have to kind of really work on opening and stretching out and pulling the rib cage away from your hips. So I think we'll kind of focus on that, which will have basically a higher up into the psoas, right? So the psoas is your hip flexor, but your hip flexor really attaches to this side of your spine, like behind all your organs. That's where the psoas attaches. So we're also getting your psoas when that restriction is right up and kind of into the meaty part of your belly onto the side. And hug your knees together. So feet together, knees apart, and we're just going to stir the knees in opposite directions. And stir them in opposite directions. Kind of just warming up the chest, change directions. So go the opposite way. And we're just lubricating the hip joint to get it kind of to get more open. All right. Oh, it's winter time. It's so dry. All right. Oh, rocking up into seated, coming to all fours. We're going to barrel roll ourselves out. We're going to drop our chest down, tailbone up towards the sky, take the gaze up toward the sky. And actually, we'll just do quick cat-cow. So cat and tuck our tailbone under. Inhale, drop our chest down. Keeping the arms straight. It's really have a tendency to bending the arms, keeping the arms straight, and we want to glue our shoulder blades down. It's going to activate the traps and the lat muscles and the serratus. And cat, so tuck your tailbone, really push and press and get a dome, that really big dome. Use your low belly. Can you use your low belly? Use your low belly to push and dome and separate the spine in the low back. And then take cat. And then we can barrel roll it out. So we're going to drop it and roll. So we're cycling through cat-cow, but there's a lateral motion and we're changing directions. So we're taking our whole torso and just rolling it. And then extend the right leg back and walk back and forth just to awaken the hamstrings. Say good morning to our body. And then we're going to pivot our left knee behind and come into a supported side plank. And our goal here is to stretch this. So our rib cage away from our hip. We're going to stretch. I'm pressing, see this left hip crease? I'm going to press it towards you. Oh, and that gets much deeper in the opening. and then sit back down, big circle, and then lift up. When we lift up, we press the left hip crease towards you. Nice, and then sit down and lift and press the left hip crease towards me over here. Ooh. Now engage your low belly, engage your core, and float your right leg up. So you're in a modified half moon. You're going to reach the fingers away from the toes. Fingers away from the toes. And then sweep your right hand, catch your left shin or ankle, and kick it behind. And open up. So kick really hard, your foot into the hand. And open up your right shoulder, open up your right hip flexor, pressing that hip crease towards me. And then release. Plant the hands down. Oh, how do we go from here? And then plant your right foot down. Press the left leg up into one-legged down dog. Peekaboo underneath your left arm. And really reach and stretch that left rib cage away from the left hip. You're going to lower your right knee down, extend the left leg back onto the ground. You're going to rock back and forth. Back and forth. And we're going to pivot around, put our foot to 90 degrees. We're going to come into supported side plank with the left arm up. Oh, so we're trying to find a lot of length between this rib cage and this hip. And we're going to reach, reach, reach. Sweep the arm down, have a seat. And then big arm circle. And then reach. Arm by your left ear. Reach and find more space between the rib cage and the hip. Reposition your right foot, float the left leg off for modified half moon. Keep reaching, keep separating. Breathe, left hand finds the left ankle, kick the foot into the hand, open up the chest, press the left hip crease forward. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, lower the hand down. Drop the toes down on the left foot, press it back up to one-legged down dog, right leg goes up, peekaboo underneath the right arm. And then lower the leg down, alternating bending the knees. You're in your down dog. When you straighten out your right leg, can you find more length between your rib cage, your lower right ribs, and your hip bone? Can you pull your right hip bone back? And then try the other side. Oh. And then step the right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Find some space in your low back. So when we're here in forward fold, can you have an anterior pelvic tilt from your low belly? So it's one thing to have that anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. It's another thing to figure out what muscle to use. So a lot of times we will use our back muscles to get the anterior and pelvic tilt, but can we use our hip flexors and our low belly to get to an anterior pelvic tilt? That's a much different space. It's a much different space. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Keeping that anterior pelvic tilt engagement. Exhale. When you swan dive it forward, can you maintain that anterior pelvic tilt from the low belly and the hip flexors? So you're compressing into a sandwich. The more you can engage your low belly and hip flexors for your anterior pelvic tilt, the more compressed you will become. Inhaling, come all the way back up, keeping that anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Maintaining that anterior pelvic tilt and keeping that low belly engaged. Keeping that low belly engaged. And drop the hands down, step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Inhale, forward, up and back. You want to use your left hand to push, right, to help you push away and get deeper into this opening right here in my right belly, on my right side. So I'm sending, let's see, I'm pulling my left hip back, I'm sending my right hip forward, my hips are square. I'm using my left hand to toss my right arm behind me. And I'm trying to find length on this right side. And slowly neutralize through the spine. Lower the right hand down. Pop the back knee off the mat, going into a runner's lunge twist. See if you can place your right hand as close to the left foot as possible so you can get that deeper twist. Now we're lengthening. We're lengthening through that where we just stretched. We're going to find length in our bottom right rib cage. For 4, 3, 2, and a 1. We're going to lower the hands, drop the right knee down, send the left knee behind, knees, chest, chin, come down, roll the shoulders back and down, cobra. Find length. Find length between the bottom ribs and the hip. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Can you find more length in that rib cage to hip space? Right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, drop the back knee down. Come on up, use your right hand to push against your right thigh. Pull the right hip back, left hip goes forward. Find length in your left oblique. So I want to call this my left oblique. Okay, between the rib and the hip, we're going to find length. We'll call that the oblique. So find length in the left oblique. Toss the arm behind you. Use your right hand to lengthen. So press your left knee down as an anchor point and find length. Find length, find length, find length. Neutralize through the spine. Left hand down as close to your right foot as possible. Pop the back knee off the mat. Runner's lunge twist, but twist deeper and find length in your obliques. Find length. For 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Lower the hand down, drop the back knee down, come back into all fours, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, cobra, find length. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up towards, oh, sorry. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, we should have finished that one. Okay. Left leg comes up towards the sky. Find length in your oblique, left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Find your anterior pelvic tilt here, but using your low belly and your hip flexors. So notice if there's a huge difference when you engage your low belly and your hip flexors to get you to an anterior pelvic tilt, slowly coming up. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale. Anterior pelvic tilt. Swan dive it forward. Use your engaging through your low belly and your hip flexors. Your hip flexors are pulling your leg behind you. And actually up towards the ceiling. Left leg back. Drop the back knee down. Inhale. Forward, up and back. We're going to use our right hand against our right thigh. But this time with our left hand, we're going to find a tricep stretch on the left hand. Yeah, so right hand pushes away. You're finding length in your left oblique. Your right hand finds the left elbow. We're going to side bend to the right and get even deeper into that oblique. So you're arching back and you're going to the right. You're going to really feel that opening. 3, 2, 1. Neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat. You can repeat to runner's lunge twist, or If you want to go runner's lunge or twist, crescent lunge twist to the outside of the right thigh and pry the arms apart and get deeper into your twist. For 4, 3, looking good, 2, and 1. Windmill the hands down, step it back, high plank, lower down, take your vinyas, inhaling up dog. Ooh, see how there's difference in length on the right side to the left, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, forward, up and back. Wait. Turn me. Anyway. This work? How do we come back here? I don't remember how we got back here. Right hand down. Toss the arm behind you. Do we go this way? I don't know how we ended up with this leg. How do we ended up with the left leg back? I'm so confused. Okay. Right hand down, pushes, and just go back. Left tricep stretch. Windmill the hands down, pop the back knee off the mat, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, anterior pelvic tilt. So find, before you even bend down, find your low belly. How do we do? Okay, so anterior pelvic tilt. So instead of using your back, can you use your belly, your low belly, to bring you forward, pulling the hip flexors up? So it's like you're trying to pull the right leg and lift it off the ground. That feeling, that's your hip flexor. So anterior pelvic tilt. Anterior pelvic tilt comes from the low belly. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Here we go. Inhaling, coming up. All right, left hand onto the thigh. Toss your right hand, tricep stretch on the right hand. So you're getting that back. Ooh. Square the hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Now take the left hand onto the right elbow side, bend over to the left. There we go. That's how we stretch that. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come on up. Revolve, twist, runner's lunge twist. You can come to the outside. So pop the back knee off the mat. Come to the outside of the left thigh and twist. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Windmill the hands down. Step it back. Take your vinyas. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Lift underneath or peekaboo underneath your left arm. Find length. Find that oblique length on the left side. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Find your anterior pelvic tilt with your low belly. Inhaling all the way back up. And close the pose. Whew, I am warm. Okay. Inhaling. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back. High plank, lower down. Inhaling up dog. Exhale. Tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Come forward into high plank. We're going to take the right knee to our heart center. So round, come forward, and really lift the knee into the chest. We're going to drop the right knee down. We're going to go into cow Gomukhasana. So right knee down, left knee behind. Left knee behind. And we're going to take our sit bone over to the left. Oh, 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 this is tight. We haven't done, I don't know about you, we haven't done Gomukhasana in a while. Hello, hips. Tap the fingertips behind you, roll your shoulders back and down, press the knees down. The more you scoot your sit bones over to the left, the deeper the stretch. We're going to feel it deep into those hips. All right, it's like, what is that? That is a muscle, it is in the hips. And it's like, I don't know what muscle that is. Left arm goes up towards the sky. We're going to take the twist towards the right. And really anchor your right hip down. The more you anchor your right hip down, finding length in your right oblique, the deeper the stretch. We're going to claw forward onto all fours. Take the cow for a walk. So we're going to lift the right knee, send it back behind, and then drop the right knee behind the left knee. Walk the ankles apart. Send your sit bones over to the right. Oh my goodness. Ow. Oh. Whew. Oh my God, we're like halfway through November, which means we're closer to December, which means that we're like really close to doing our 108 sun salutations. The year really flew by. I feel like we just did those 108 sun salutations. Oh. Oh. Ooh. All right. Now we're gonna oblique twist. Right hand to the outside of, this is your left leg, and we're gonna twist over to the left. We're gonna twist over to the left. Push that left hip down. You're gonna get real deep into that muscle in the hip. I'm gonna go look up what muscle that is, but I just feel this muscle like deep in the hip. That is like, okay, I'm alive, I'm awake, but what is that muscle? I will have to go look it up. Whew, because it is deep in there. It's probably one of the glute muscles, I'm guessing. One of the glute med attachments. Okay. Hands down. Walk the feet back into down dog. Your hip, your glutes should feel a little bit more open. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it away for runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Find your low belly. Find your hip flexor. Get deeper into your forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Oh. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Bend the knees. Rest your rib cage onto your thighs. Give your legs a big hug. Remember, rib cage, stay attached. Rib cage, stay attached to the thighs. We're going to lift the hips up towards the sky. You're going to use that anterior pelvic tilt from the low belly and the hip flexors to help you. So wrapping our hands to opposite elbows. And you're going to straighten the legs as much as you can, lifting your tailbone towards the sky. And release. Whew. Flat the hands down, step it back, high plank. Lower down, inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up towards the sky. Find length in your right oblique. It should be super long right now. Right foot in between the hands. Actually, right foot to the outside of the right hand for warrior one. Warrior one, drop the back heel down. You're going to find yourself in a warrior one. You can get deeper than the hips. Warrior one, warrior one. We're going to take tricep, Gomukhas arms. So left tricep bends. You're going to use the back of your head to press your left elbow back. Right hand finds the left elbow. And we're going to go deeper. So your tendency is that your rib cage will want to face diagonally. You want to square that back off. So your left ribs, you're going to have to push your left ribs to the right to square it off. And you should feel a deep opening in your left oblique between the rib cage and the left hip flexor. Okay, and neutralize. Pop the left foot in closer. We're going to go into pyramid pose. Both legs straight. We're going to wrap. So forward fold. Wrap your right arm behind your right knee crease. And wrap your left hand either to the elbow or to the shoulder. You can pull the right hip back. Yeah, so bend the knee, hug, hug, right, hug, hug, and then now straighten as much as you can. So you're really pulling your right hip back. Release. You're going to shift the weight forward into a half moon with a bind. So it's going to go like this. You're going to reach your right hand forward. Float the right leg off the mat, or left leg off the mat. The left arm, you're going to stretch that left oblique. Your left arm is going to reach forward, 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 forward. And find your right wrist. You're going to really lean forward onto that right hand. More of the weight is on your right hand, but you're going to stretch your left oblique because your left hand is binding to the right wrist. And you can lift your left leg up higher. You're going to find a lot of length in your left oblique. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Drop the left leg back. We're going to come into Revolve Triangle. You can use a block or not. My blocks. The blocks are all here. Your Revolve Triangle. Ooh, you have so much length in your left rib cage right now. Revolve Triangle. Yeah, so keep lengthening through your left rib cage. Find length on both sides, actually, both rib cage. So Angela, you want to find length, like there's a big wooden chopstick taped to your left rib cage. And so you don't want to round your left rib cage, round. You want to find length. How can we find length of your left rib cage? Nice. Yeah, that was way better. Okay. Now that we have lots of length. There we go. Okay. All right. Windmill the hands down and come down for lizard. And drop the back knee down. Drop the right knee out to the side. You can come onto your forearms. You can kind of rock it out and try to open up the hips. And then come back up. Send the right leg back. Take your vinyas. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Notice what new length you have on your sides. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Left knee to heart center, high plank. Round, 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 and lift. So pull from your low belly, Lower the left knee down, Gomukhas. So right knee behind the left. Walk the ankles apart. Have the sit bone over to the right. Whew. Okay. Easier the second time around. Definitely easier the second time around. Take the twist towards the left. Notice how much deeper you can twist You have a lot of length in your obliques, so that's not going to be a restriction right now. I feel my restriction has moved right from my obliques. Like really now I'm getting deep into those hip. The attachment of some muscle into the hip is what I'm feeling because I've opened up my obliques more. Okay, come forward. We're going to walk our cow. Left knee into the chest, extend the left leg back. Left knee behind the right, walk the ankles apart. Send the hips to the left. Go Mukasana, tent the fingertips, press the knees down, open up to the chest. Oh, that looks good. Find that length, take the twist to the right. When you take the twist to the right, you have so much length in your obliques, we're really getting into the hips. We're getting deep into the attachment of the hips. And crawl forward, walk the feet back. Come into down dog, left foot up towards the sky. We're going to take warrior one. Ooh, actually, find length in your one-legged down dog. Peekaboo underneath your left arm. Notice how much deeper and longer you feel in your one-legged down dog after we've opened up all that space in our oblique. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. We're coming up for warrior one. Square the hips off, square the rib cage forward, left knee bends, left hip pulls back, right hip pushes forward. Gomukhasana, arms on the right side. Use the head to press the elbow back. Stomp on your right foot for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pop the back foot in closer. We're in pyramid pose. We're in pyramid pose. I'm going to bend our left knee, wrap our left arm, give ourselves a hug, right, clasping opposite elbows, our right hand finds the left shoulder. Now begin to straighten out the leg, the left leg, both legs, and pull the left hip back. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Where do we go from here? Oh, half moon with the bind. We're going to put more weight on our left hand. So we're going to send the left hand forward, put more weight on the left hand. Float the right leg off the mat. Reach the right arm up and over towards the left wrist. And we're going to twist underneath our right arm to find length in our right rib cage. And it's okay if you can't find the left wrist. Maybe you just put the right hand down onto the floor in front of the left hand because we're just trying to get that twist. We're just trying to get that twist and that length in our right oblique. Okay, lower down, revolve triangle. Whew. Revolve triangle. We want to find length. Lengthen our right rib cage. Oh. Roll the hands down. Oh. Step it back. Oh no, we came down for lizard. That's right. Come down for lizard. So you can come down onto your forearms, come onto the outside edge of the left foot. Rock it out, drop your left knee to the side, and really get into that groin opening. We worked a ton on our obliques. Now we got to get into our hip. Plant the hands, step it back, come into high plank, lower down, inhaling up dog, exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Notice how much, if there's any change into your down dog, that the restriction on your rib cage, well, actually, You should feel length. So when you float your left leg up towards the sky, you should feel longer. Maybe you got to get a little deeper twist, left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Anterior pelvic tilt, compression. Separate the feet a little bit wider than hips width apart. Inhale, coming up. And we're going to do side bend. Left hand finds the right wrist. We're going to side bend over to the left. Find length in that oblique. Inhale. Center. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. And close the pose. Whew. All right. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Ooh, feel that length. Inhale, halfway up. Feel that length in your oblique. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. We're going to tuck our right shoulder behind the right knee. Crown of the head drives down towards behind the right ankle. Oh. Now, if you have a strap, you can use a strap. We're going to take the bind. Yeah. We're going to take the bind, arms straight. So bind behind your back, tuck the right shoulder and get it really deep. Our goal is to get our right shoulder really deep behind our right knee. Take the bind, pop the back knee off the mat if you wish. Kind of square the hips, open up. Keeping the arms straight behind you. 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Slowly come on up. We're going to fly to warrior 3. Slowly come on up, fly into warrior 3. Inhale the left knee into the chest. Come on up. You're going to find length by tossing the right arm behind you and get deep into that right oblique. Neutralize through the spine. Kick the left foot. Asa Padangusthasana variation D. So left foot kicks forward. Both arms up towards the sky. Pull that left hip back. Using your left hip flexor, you're going to pull that left hip back like you're trying to smash the left hip socket behind you. Now we're going to fly back into warrior 3. Lower the hands down, find length. And then we're going to come down for seated twist. Left foot, left knee behind the right ankle. Come down and have a seat. And then we're going to twist over to the right. Twist over to the right. Oh. Whew. Oh. Oh. I'm definitely feeling I get deeper into my twist because my restriction isn't in my glutes anymore. I feel like I'm getting more in my low back, like way more access to my low back. Oh. Whew. Ah. Alrighty. Whew. Come forward. Send the left foot back. We're going to do tuck the right shoulder behind the right knee. Take the arms out into a T, crown the head down, and really get deep behind that right knee. We're going to turn the hands to the left and come into transverse lunge. Can we use Let's see. Can we use our low belly and our hip flexor to get deeper? It's kind of like an anterior pelvic tilt, but it doesn't feel as much as an anterior pelvic tilt, but we want to use those same muscles. Okay, and then we come back facing forward, runner's lunge. Plant the hands back. Take your vinyasa or not. Downward facing dog. Whew. Oof. See if your down dog is any deeper. I feel the opening in my shoulders too. I don't know about you guys. I feel like I get deeper into my down dog and get my chest past my ears, or not my ears, but you know, I get past my ears a lot more. Okay, how do we get to the other side? Okay. What do we do? How do we get to warrior three? Oh, I know. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward. Drop the back knee down. We're going to take that runner's lunge bind. Tuck the left shoulder underneath. Walk the hands out wide. Okay. Ooh. Take the bind. So pop the back knee off the mat. Move the strap. And here, strap. Oh, and take the arms straight behind. You straighten your arm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come on up. Warrior 3. Slide forward to warrior 3. Find your low belly to pull your right knee into the chest. Toss the left arm behind you. Find length in your left oblique. Stomp onto the left foot. And then neutralize through the spine. Arms go up to the sky. Kick the right foot forward. Come to foot Hasta Padangusthasana. Fly back into warrior 3. And then come to seated twist. Okay. Whew. So twist over to the left and get super deep. Oh, oof. So your obliques are really long right now, so you're going to hit a different restriction. I feel it way in my low back. And maybe you take the bind, right? Could take the bind through your, what is this? So your left foot. So when you twist, you can hold the strap. And release. All right. All right, come on forward. We are going to come back into a runner's lunge, but with our left shoulder tucked underneath. Yeah? So shoot the right foot back. We're going to tuck our left shoulder behind our left knee to walk our hands out to a T. And really get deeper into that. Rock forward and back and just kind of open up through that left hip. All right, drop the back knee down, plant the hands down, step it back, high plank. Take your vinyasa or not. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Oh, find your length. Find that length, left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees, hug behind the knees, lift the tailbone to straighten. And inhale all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Turn off my heater. Okay. All right, inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. We're going to take either figure four or half lotus. So we're going to pull our right knee, our right foot. We're going to find our right foot. You can either take half lotus or figure four, either way. Yeah. So half lotus. Roll the shoulders back and down. So my left hand has my right foot. My right hand is coming behind and finding my left elbow. Hold on, try that again. Ooh. Opening up through the chest. And then forward fold. So you can either forward fold, figure four, or forward fold and half lotus. Either way. And release. Release, release. Let's come down to the other side. So, oof. Half lotus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, broaden through the chest. And then forward fold into half lotus. And release. And you come down into forward fold. Take Malasana, heels together, knees apart, and kind of twist out your low back. Walk the fingertips forward and just kind of twist out your low back. Finding all that space that you created. Oh, there's so much space on the sides now. Now you take crow, right? So try crow, but with this newfound length in your body. Oh, not cooperating today. So find crow and see how it feels. With all that length in your low back, right? So it's going to feel different because the restriction that you had before. And then you can try one knee crow. And see if that's any different. It's kind of like right a year ago, I think I lifted a knee off of for one knee crow and I fell on my face. Like, I don't understand. I don't have the strength to do this. And it's not strength, it's balance. So we can play around with crow. And one knee crow. Whoa. The left side, I don't get that one. The right side, I'm like, okay, I can find my balance. The left side, not finding the balance yet. at least I fell forward instead of backwards. So it means I'm like, right, it's like, you know, the leveler with the bubble in the middle, right? It's like you go a little bit too far to the left, you go a little bit too far to the right, but then every time you go past the little window, you get like the amplitude away from the window gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That's how I kind of view balancing with crow, right? Like, okay, overcompensated too much, I fell forward. Okay, let me compensate the other way. Okay, I fell backwards. But like, you keep going that way until you refine your leveler, until you put that bubble into that window where you're in balance. Okay, so let's find seated half, it's head to knee pose, but it's with the lotus variation. Yeah, so let's find lotus on the, with the right foot into the left hip, if that's available to you. If you need it, you might want to put a block, put a knee on a block or not. And from here, a forward fold. But I notice like the difference right now, the tightness is up here, right? Because we open this part, but the tightness is up here. And now I feel the stretch move to like right here in my QLs, because we did a lot of opening here, right? This is not what we opened today, I don't think. We opened this today. Okay, and then the other side. So we're trying to like externally rotate. Yeah, this is external rotation. Externally rotate. Oh, this side's easier. This side's way easier for me. Like I don't feel the restriction in the right QL muscle, the left QL muscle as much, but the right side, oh, it's tight. That was tight. Let's find ourselves into pigeon. We're gonna find ourselves in a pigeon. So let's go right foot, right shin bone across. We'll swing the left foot around, and we'll come down to pigeon twist. So if you want to, you can put your head onto the block, twisting to the right. So my foot is into the hip crease. And I'm in my twist, my pigeon twist. And it doesn't feel like, it feels like more relaxed pose. Usually when I do pigeon twist, I can feel like my body trying to, you know, get into that twist. But like today, like, oh, I can just sit here for a while, take a nap. Kiki's getting a COVID shot today. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. We will take backpack. All right, let's start with elephant. Okay. So, okay. Or variations of sundial into elephant. Okay, so we're going to, actually we can bring this foot in. We're going to bring this into a backpack, right? It's the same thing we've been doing, except for we were turning it 90 degrees. Backpack. You can either use a strap or not. Flip the hand, flip the grip, so the left hand is on top of the right foot. Want to really get underneath. Place the right hand down onto a block or your shin. Kick the foot and twist. Yeah, so the more you twist, the deeper you'll get. More twisting. And you have to really get your rib cage right in front of your thigh. Like really pull that knee behind so you can really get onto the underneath of your knee. Okay. That was so good. Actually, that was awesome. Okay. All right. So a little elephant. This little elephant, just to remind us of where our low belly is. Just a little elephant. Just a little elephant. I'm not a fan of like putting the foot on the block because I feel like it doesn't help you figure out the muscle to lift your left foot on. So elephant is when we're super backpacked, hands are down, we're squeezing this, what is this? This leg thing, inner thigh onto my right tricep. And we plant our hands down and we use our core and we lift. So it's a lot of like this muscle using to lift this leg. Yeah, it's okay if it doesn't come off the ground. But it's really feeling this muscle. Because this part should be, this part is open, more open, right? You're squeezing everything to midline, and then you lift. It's okay if your foot doesn't come off the ground, but your muscles are working. Okay. So, all right, we're gonna do a half lotus, half elephant. So you might want to have a block. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, you know, it depends. Block might help, block might make it more difficult. It's up to you. So like, we're gonna put our feet onto a block like this. Like you're in Badakanasana, but your feet are onto the block. I don't know if you can see the block. Here, I'll use the cork block so you can see that as a little bit more contrast. Okay. So my feet are on a block. I'm gonna use be like in clamshell, right? So this is clam, like in Pilates, right? So this knee points straight up towards the sky. Hi, Kai Kai. Hi, Kai Kai. Are you feeling better? Okay. All righty. Okay, so now we are going to backpack our elephant over here. We're going to use a strap, and we're going to go overhead, and we're going to find the strap like this. Yeah. So step one, we're in elephant. We're going to take the bind. You might not even need a bind. Actually, I don't even need a strap. Look, like this. Yeah. There you go. Like this. There you go. Okay. Next variation is with it in half lotus. Oh, we did yesterday. So your left foot is in half lotus. I don't know how we did this yesterday. How did I do this? I don't remember. Oh, that's right. So if you get your foot in half lotus, and then if you lean way on the right, on the left, so my right butt cheek is high up in the air, you can stick a block underneath it to make sure you're leaning that way. I got into this yesterday. Okay. And then with the half lotus, you do elephant with the bind. Let's see how I do this. I needed a strap. Right. Yeah. Okay, without falling over. I can get myself back up again. Oh, you can use the block. That's right. You can use the block. I'm like, how did I do this? So I use the block. I think I needed a higher block. That's what I needed. So I have my left foot in half lotus, my right foot on a block. I was leaning to the, I was like, my right butt cheek is way off of the, up in the air. I take the elephant part, and then I take the bind. There we go. That's it. Ooh. There we go. And then I try, instead of hunched over, I try to broaden through my chest. Oh, okay. Whew. And that gets my glute med really open. Like super really open. How do we do? Did we turn into a pretzel? Oh. Wally, come on, Wally Boo. All right. That was a lot of pretzeling. But I can tell you my glute med feels like really open. So let's do that on the left side. I don't know what that pose is called. We did it last night. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on. The legs are flying all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So we need to, yes, we did. Pigeon. We need to pigeon on our left side. So left shin bone across, scoot the right leg back, find the block for your head. We're going to twist over to the left. Inhale and come back. Crawl yourself out of pigeon and find us an elephant or wearing your backpack on the left side. Ooh. Ooh. All right, sundial on the left side. So sundial, right? The key is to get super high up, the knee onto the tricep, lean way over into the right butt cheek, flip and twist. So left hand down and twist. The more you press your left hand down, the more you twist. I feel like my left, this little belly, the jiggly belly, is kind of stuck onto my left foot. So I need to like come forward. So, because I can't twist, I'm twisting and like I'm running into my own leg. So I feel like I have to lean forward to get underneath and then come up and then twist. And now I have some room to twist because I'm not in my own way, right? Hello, peekaboo. Okay. That was really good. That was really good, Anjali. All righty. Elephant. Elephant just to like, hey, core, you're still alive. Your oblique is still there. We stretched it out a lot today, so it's probably like, oh, I don't know what you want me to do here. Like, so some form of elephant, just to like, hello, core. All right. Now we get to the fun pretzely stuff. So really, we're in clamshell, right? So this is Badakanasana. Actually, my Badakanasana, after all what we did today, feels like more open. I don't know why. I'm sure we stretched some muscle that is involved in it, but I feel like my Badakanasana is more open today than it usually is. Okay, but we're in clamshell, right? So clamshell is like the left knee is sticking up and then the right knee's down. Okay, maybe you don't need a block, or it may or may not help to have your feet elevated onto a block. I'm going to put my feet onto a block. We're in clamshell. We're just going to do the first one, which is essentially we're going to wear our left leg like a backpack. And we take the bind like that tricep, stretch that bind underneath. And take that twist. That one's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Then the other one is the 1.5 Lotus. So I don't know if you use block. I'm up on my toes on my left foot, like my heels lifted. Maybe it's easier with a block because it elevates it, but you're going to take the right foot into Lotus first. And then you're going to lean way onto lift your left butt cheek up. Okay. So now I'm in half Lotus. And then I'm going to backpack my left leg. And then I need a strap. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, okay. And then instead of hunched over, I'm going to try to cobra, baby cobra my chest. Okay. Whew. Oh. Alrighty. I feel like my torso has gone through the masher. Like, ooh, like we pull, like, you know how, maybe it's like when they knead the dough, or, you know, and they like pull the bread and they twist it again and they put it back together and they mush it together and then they pull the dough and then they twist it. Yeah, that's how I feel. My torso feels like we went like this and we twisted it, we smushed it back together. So now, if we just take our seated V straddle, try coming, we're going to go to our right side, so we're going to come bring our rib cage way forward and twist, way forward and twist. And this should be a little bit, you should find a little bit more length. A bit more length. Especially as you twist open, twist up towards the sky. You should build a bit more length. So I feel now the restriction is moved. Instead of it was up here, now it's like down by my hip. So I mean that lengthened my low back, and it's really getting lower and lower, the restriction that I feel. Whew. Ah. And then twist, right? Get that elbow, twist against your thigh. Oh. And release. Oh. Whew. Let's come onto our back and just kind of rock, and to just massage the back. Oh. Oh. And just come onto our back. So what is our counter? Our counter pose for all of that oblique opening. I don't even know. How do you counter like side bends? Maybe your core stuff? I don't know. So, oh, I know. That's what it was. Fish. So let's see. Let's start with bridge. There we go. Bridge pose. And then come on down, fish pose. That's right, fish pose. So come onto the forearms. I like to wiggle, 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 wiggle until the crown of my head touches the ground. And then I'm just kind of here. If you want a more passive fish pose, you can put a block in between your shoulder blades and then just let gravity do its thing. Take true like full fish pose. Your feet are like 30 degrees up, your arms are up. And then come on down. If you want to take plow pose or any variation of plow pose, half lotus, full lotus, that might also be something that your body wants or not. Or maybe you just want to lay in Shavasana. You can take, oof, oof. And take happy baby. Alternating pressing down onto the feet, right and left, massaging out your low back, getting and rolling into those obliques. Slowly lower your legs down, toss the arms overhead, give yourself a nice big stretch. Big inhale, exhale, lower the hands down by your side, palms facing up towards the sky. Slowly rolling over to one side, taking a pause here to allow all of the space that you've created to sink into your body. Rolling up into seated, rooting your sit bones into the earth. Inhaling, arms up overhead, clasping palms together, sitting up nice and tall, finding length. Drawing hands down to heart center. Bowing forward, namaste.